right, welcome everyone to Stock Analysis Friday. Great to have you back here again on this September 20th, 2024. All right, so Fed cut rates by 50 basis point, 0.5%. Didn't see that coming. Thought it would be around 25 basis points. So that was kind of interesting. And now going forward, we'll see what they do going forward. I honestly thought they cut 25 basis points in September now, and then 25 basis points again. But now let's see what happens going forward. Anyway, we'll take a look at the markets and the reaction to that. So before I get going, just a quick synopsis of why we're here. Basically, Stock Analysis Friday is an opportunity for you guys to shoot some stocks up there in the comments area. I'll look them up for you, analyze them based off the software that we use for that, called the ART software, and then interpret if we're probably going to get more highs or not. Okay, so type in your picks in caps. I'm going to put up a little quote here from Jeannie because that's basically the way we want to do it. Make sure they're in caps so I can see them. Do no more than 3 at a time. And if you wouldn't mind, also tell me if you are long, short, or thinking about getting into a trade on the market you're typing in. That way it helps me kind of analyze it from your viewpoint. All right, so let me go through a few administrational items here, and then we'll go ahead and jump in. All right, so first thing I have to go over are the risks involved in trading. Like I always say, without those risks, there are no opportunities. So the two go hand in hand, not only in trading, but life, right? And the other thing we want to make sure is that you realize past performance does not guarantee future performance. And that's the markets, all right? The markets are all about probabilities. You're not going to win every trade for the most part. But when you do lose a trade, you want to make sure you cap those losses as soon as you can. So make sure you do that and always trade with money you can afford to risk. And then again, remember, when I give you an analysis, it's based off my experience. So it's basically my opinion using software tools. And so please run those by your financial advisor to be sure anything that I recommend or don't recommend is suitable for you. Okay, I don't know your personal situation, and they certainly should. All right, for those of you that are into day trading, I get a lot of requests for this. Just to make you aware, what I recommend is using Apex Trader Funding for the funds for day trading. Basically, it's what they call a prop funding firm. I'm going to put a link up there where you can save a lot of money using our link on that and our discount code. Very inexpensive, and they give you free data. Great way to get going. In terms of need a little extra income, you can certainly try this. Now, it's not easy. We're going to have a whole tutorial on how to do this the best way possible. But get your feet wet, jump in, and you can certainly give it a shot. And remember, it's not your money, so don't worry about it. But just enjoy the process of learning how to do it and implement risk control. All right, I've got several books available. We'll put some links below in our software as well. All right, I'm going to come out here and jump in. Oh, and don't forget to give us a like, right? All right, so make sure you do that. I'm just going to put this up here so you can see that link that's in the chat area. All right, I want to go over Tesla. We talked about this last week, and this was one that we had on the buy list. It is still on the buy list, which is why I'm recommending it, looking at it again. So if you haven't gotten into this one yet, this is an excellent possibility. Our target on this is going to be really based off one of our indicators on the weekly chart. So this is the weekly chart of Tesla. This is the daily chart. And this is a shorter term 60-minute chart. Looking at 3 time frames like this is called multiple time frame analysis. And I really like doing it because it helps me get a good overview of what I'm looking at and helps me time things very well. So on the weekly chart, it looks to me like we've got a bull trend up right now in terms of an Elliott wave. I think this is probably a 3, 4, 5. And this little target zone here on the far right is what we call a Fibonacci extension target zone. We use that for an Elliott Wave 5 target. And basically, that target's 352 price-wise, up to 507. But one of our indicators here that I rely a lot on is called the PTF. Has a 75% accuracy rate. And it's basically really easy to use. You find the highest price basically in the green area of the indicator, and that would be wave 3. So there's a 75% probability of getting above that. So we're probably looking that high on that is, let me just get it precise. That high on that price bar there is 303. No, it is 414.50. So that indicator is telling us we have a 75% probability on this wave 5 to get above that price. So I like this one. I still like it. We're at 237. So there's a lot of good profitability still left in this. Don't keep your stop so close. Okay, keep it fairly far away. I think if you use one of our indicators called the pyramid trading point here, you could probably put your stop right under there. And so that stop price exactly would be the bottom of the pyramid, the flat part. And that gives us a low of 202.59. So you want to be at 202.58 or a little below that. And you could always use an option too. Okay, it's a pretty expensive stock. But I wanted to bring this one up first because simply I think it's a still an excellent opportunity. All right, so let's dive in here. Lowell, how are you? Good to have you here. Oh, NVIDIA, I'm glad you looked at that one. I did want to see that one today. Let's take a look. All right, so we're going to load this up, okay? All right, so first of all, for all you Elliott Wave folks here, you can definitely see the biggest move up here since 2020 has been this wave 3. And it looks to me like it's not over. Notice all the green PTFs we have at the bottom. So this is still going higher. Yes, you're getting in. If you got in today, it would be a probably a profitable trade, but a little bit of volatility because we're kind of getting closer to a top, right? Whenever I look at a stock, all right, do I want to get in down here or up here? And obviously down here, right? Same thing with this long-term. You know, we had a lot of opportunities to get long in this stock way back in here and for a long-term trade. So if you go back to, 2021, I mean, look at all the pyramids, look at the break from the channels. We never went below this bottom down here. So this was a pretty easy trade in terms of management. And so a lot of opportunities, pyramid here, I mean, all these areas. Classic, this is a classic channel, congestion in a bull run. And when it breaks, all right, you want to be a participant of that as well. So a lot of opportunities to get in already. Stop on the long-term stuff is still here. It may move up to here at some point. So it looks like we had an ABC correction. Let me just check a few things on this, Lowell, for you, just to make sure that you're getting in the right time. I think you probably are, okay? But let's just take a quick look here. So you've had this move down, which came very close to the target. I'd like it to be in the target. So if this was a 3, let me just do a little bit more accurate here. Not sure I did that justice. Okay, there you go. So notice here we hit it just a little bit here. I can see an ABC. So you certainly could go long here. I think you got to be careful on if it goes back into the target zone. Don't get out. Add in. Buy more. Okay, that's how I would work that at this particular point. Since I have 3 very strong PTFs, I think we could go into that. I think the target on this, at the very least, will be a fib extension. So let's go ahead and run that up here. And again, this will be an approximate. But if that is a bottom, then we're headed to 170 to 219. PTFs are calling for more highs above the wave 3. Now, if it deepens, comes back down, which it certainly could possibly do if it goes into a more of a complex correction, then this would be another buying opportunity. I wouldn't be selling it here. I'd be purchasing it again and adding into the position because at that particular point, then you should get another turn up and head to the target. Target will be a little lower if that happens because we have to redraw that. But that's how I would work this. So let's put NVIDIA back on the buy list here. All right, we've had a little pullback. Could be over. We don't want to miss it in case it goes up, but we don't want to be spooked out of the stock, so to speak, if it goes back into the target zone. So let's buy a little bit right now, and if it goes back into the target zone, you can buy some more. All right, so I'm kind of liking that. All right, let's take a look at your next one, WDAY. and see what we're cooking on this. You're looking at this for a potential long. All right, so we got a PTF on the actual weekly chart, had a big correction. Of course, this was COVID, and then we had the regular correction, and then we had another high. So it's showing more highs coming. So that's a good sign. That's showing here. It's not giving us a, yeah, okay, so that looks like we're going to clear that top again. So we had a gap up. We filled the gap. I'm liking that. We still got a downtrend on the 60. Let's let this downtrend turn around, and it may do it this week. But I'm not going to put this on the buy list quite yet. I like actually NVDA better. All right, NVDA and Tesla I think are better. But I see the opportunity here. But let's make sure we get this reversal that put us back into the gap, which is a good thing because you want to fill that gap. Most gaps do get filled. But let's wait for that turn up a little bit more and then make sure. It looks like we may have had the start, but let's see if we get a green owl over here indicating there's some more staying power to the upside. Okay. All right. Good ones, Lowell. Certainly NVIDIA is a good one for right now, and WDAY may turn into a good one as well. All right, Stuart, how are you? It's a little Pfizer here. All right. And you are long both. Let's see what kind of situation we got cooking here. All right. So we've looked at this one obviously before. So what we were hoping is a bottoming effect over here and then a turn up. And we're going to be conservative on where we think this could be going, simply because if we open up this weekly chart here, we've had another high here, big pullback here, but we are, you know, this very well could rebound and eventually make all-time highs. But I think we better be conservative and figure that our first target should be right about here, which is a fib correction regardless of trend. So that's normally what you see in terms of the ebb and flow of the markets. So that's between 36.6 to 43.75. You still got plenty of profit potential, good risk to reward, 2 to 1 to get in there. So that's looking okay. No green PTF, but we do have a green here. Yellow's okay. You can go long or short on a yellow. So that's okay. Seems like we've had a little bit of turnaround here. And let's see here. A little bit of volatility. You can certainly see it on the daily chart in the center. So your stops have really got to be wide. So if you're going to go into this, let's put your stop on one of the longer term charts down here. I'm only going to recommend this for a long-term trade. There's too much volatility, not a clear direction that much on the daily chart. Yes, you do have a trend up, okay, but it's a messy trend up, all right, and a very wide channel. So you got to take that into consideration. I would plan on this being a fairly long-term trade, and what I would do is go for a target of 36.6 to 43. We're at 29, so you got some probabilities on that. So let's put PFE as a long-term trade, okay? And I'd put that stop, if you can do so, right about under that first green colored pyramid, which is at 27.20, so make it 27.19. All right, let's take a look at Nike. So you're long, so you can stay long, but even that could be a possibility for folks as well. All right, so this is another one we looked at for you last week. I think it looks like it's moving off its bottom. We got green PTFs on the daily. We just had a big move up with a green PTF here. Now it's neutral, so it reached its PTF target on the 60-minute chart on the far left. So now, where is it going? That's the question. And here it looks like we're heading on up to about 174 to 239. 174 to 239, and we're at 86.24 here. 86.24. All right, so that is kind of where we're at there. I would at this particular point, if you're going, you want to put your stop under this level here where my cursor is on the center chart at 46.73. 46.73. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I'm going to put that one too on the buy list at this point here. And that's looking, I think, pretty decent. Again, long-term trade. All right, so you're going to be in that one for a year or so. All right, let's keep going here. All right, Stu's giving us a weather update here in San Diego, 73 degrees. We're here at 84, not too far away from you here in Tucson. All right, so let's take a look, Jim, at yours, VOO. All right, so VOO we looked at before as well. And let's see, looking for a long, small long position in VOO. Okay, no reason to get out. All right, I'd stay with it at this particular point. You know, you've got a couple pyramids here on the left-hand side chart here. All right, and you've got a trend line here. So I think you can stay with it. Should have even more highs coming. All right, we may have that right now. It looks like to me this will turn yellow over here. So probably keep your pyramid. I would probably use these pyramids over here, okay? We're getting a little toppy on this. So I would have your stop on this one right here on the bottom of this price bar for right now. And that's 515.46. 515.46. All right, IWM. And of course, we've looked at this one before. And that one too. You're looking for a long on this one. Okay. All right, let's see where we think this is going to go, first of all. A lot of volatility in this one. This is going to be kind of a little bit of a tough trade here. I think you've got to keep your stop pretty far away. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what the target would be on this one. Okay. You're probably going to get above here, but I'd also have to be pretty careful about that. I have no PTF guaranteeing that with a 75% probability. So what could happen is you could get a broad base situation like that, or we could have a situation like this. I don't see really a ABC maybe there. Okay, I don't like it. All right, I would stay away from this one. There's just, if I have to scratch my head too many times, Now on the 60-minute chart, if you wanted to take a short-term trade, that maybe, but you missed it. Okay, so no go on that one. All right. All right, I'm getting something from Gene here. Lowell, I must have missed these. Lowell, sorry about that. IBM. Let's see what we got cooking on that. Let me just reposition these bad boys here. All right. Watching, thinking about a long. Okay. So again, Lowell, I think it's too late. Okay. You might have a few more highs on IBM, but you're getting in late in the ball game. Notice we have a little bearish divergence building here so far, may go away, but here's a situation. If that's a 3, this is a 4, this is a 5, it's almost done. All right, so don't do that one. Let's see about Cube. Best thing to do when you're looking for a lot of stocks is what I do is actually look for stocks that are bracketed or in a channel. And then I try to figure out, is that bracket a bottoming channel or one at the top or one maybe in between in the medium part of the trend? Because a breakout from that can be a good as well. So all depends. Again, red PTF over here, a little more highs here, but it's gone up so much. No. Okay, on that one. I would not take that one. eBay. Now, eBay we had as a buy before. We actually liked eBay before. And our target on this is way up 83, 82 to 111. All right. Let's see if we still got enough risk to reward. So we recommended this one a while ago when prices were probably back in this area here. So this has done pretty well. You're getting up here. There's our first target here. So our target's 83.82 to 113. We're sitting at 62.66. So there is some distance left for that. In terms of an Elliott wave count, 3, all right, 4, and 5. Okay, so there's that. And then here, okay, we've got a green PTF here. So it looks like some more highs coming here. But again, as soon as these PTFs turn yellow on the next high, you got to get out or think about getting out. So I'm not going to put it down as a new buy, okay? I think you need to wait for a bigger pullback before going in. Okay, good. Good ones to look at though, Lowell. Very good. All right, anybody else? All right, so we're usually here for about a half an hour. There's another one I'm going to look at here is UNG. Now, UNG is the ETF for natural gas. And natural gas has been basically taking a nosedive since 2023. And it looks like we're hoping for a bottom here on this. And I'm going to open up this chart, which is the daily chart. And notice we're getting a channel going back and forth with a green PTF. So here's the channel I'm alluding to right here, okay? So that is really, you know, basically, and this bottom's held here even during this move down. So the problem with channels is they can go on and on and on for quite a while. So what I'm looking at on this one is a breakout above the channel, all right? So if we get that breakout, I'm really liking that for a long position. The first stop, according to the PTF, would be around 20 bucks, but I think it's going much higher, and I think we could be seeing a significant move up and more than likely doubling your money, at least maybe even beyond that. So wait for the breakout. Are we going to get it now? We're on a little bit of a movement up, maybe, okay? So the high on that, let me go back. The high on that breakout here on UNG would be this is the area also on the weekly chart that I want to point out, the incredible bullish divergence here, okay? So bullish divergence basically is based off one of our indicators called the OWL, which measures momentum. And what we look for here is prices going in the opposite direction of momentum. So prices heading down, momentum heading up, and that creates the divergence. And so we're seeing that, and we usually see that. Divergence can last a long time, but it's just another indicator that helps us see that the selling is slowing down. And then if we look at the chart here, let's take the high of this price bar, which may be the top of this channel in the center chart. That's 1522. The high on this one is 1516. So I would say 1523 would be a buy on UNG. That could be a breakout. Now, if you wanted to wait for more follow through, you could do so, but with the green PTF, I think you can be pretty aggressive on that one. So that's one I do like a lot. All right, let's go back here. BJ South, how are you? EWS. Let's see what we got cooking on that one. All right, it's thinking about a long. Okay, so it's definitely moving up. Red PTF here. So pretty volatile. Again, I think you missed it, all right? I think if you want to get long here, you're probably going to be disappointed on the next pullback because it will probably be a doozy. Now, that doesn't mean it can't go up short term a little further, but it's a little Russian roulette here at this particular point. So I think I would tend to wait for the pullback, and then let's look at it again, okay? All right, ILF. In fact, you know, when I day trade, I love to look for moves like this because instead of joining the long trade, I'm trying to be looking at it from a market maker's point of view and taking the short trade, okay? So when things get overdone, you kind of want to look for reasons to take advantage of emotional buying, so you want to short it. All right, so let's see ILF, and I'm not telling you to short it, but you don't want to go long near a top. All right, so let's take a look at ILF. And ILF is pulling back now. This is a good example. If you just look at this chart, you know, if you got in up here, you know, boom. Look, you see, it'd be better off if you can get on a breakout, all right, and then move it on up. So what do you do with this? Well, it's red PTF. This is one of our indicators. So short term, we're probably heading back into the lower 20s. long term, we'll take a look at it after it does that, maybe a bottoming here. And we have a green PTF. Let me just make sure that's still green. And yeah, still green. So basically one more move down. We should see some movement here. This bottom should hold. So I would wait until this turns around, and then you can get in on the in the beginning of a new leg up. So that would be good for that. So don't take any of those for right now. All right, let's take Constance. How are you? FCX. Watching. Okay. All right. So kind of volatile, right? We do have a red PTF. So that makes me hesitant going long, especially after a big move up already. See this here. So I think waiting for the next move down, and we'll take a look at it again. So I would not go in that. Okay. XME, of course, very popular stock these days, or ETF. All right. So XME here. Okay. Lot of volatility here. So we may be looking at this probably from a long-term stance. Yeah, I think a little bit more movement to the upside, but again, too messy for me to participate. Okay, so I would pass on that. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Al, how are you? ASTS. Let's take a look at some of these here. All right, so thoughts. Well, nice move up, pull back, not much history. All right, so again, classic, all right? Pyramid had you in really early here. And look, green, green. We use these indicators kind of at the bottom as a checklist. So no reason not to go long here, okay? Breakout from the channel, pyramid here. We, basically you would trail your stops up under here. Your stop would be here. You could take profits on this 2B as well. So now what's going to go on with this? Well, more highs are coming. All right. This is probably a wave 3 inside a major wave 3. So this wave 3 is not done yet. So over here, this would be, I'll put an unfolding wave 3 by putting a dash in front and behind the 3 number on the weekly chart. Huge owl. More highs, more highs, more highs. I think maybe what we have to make sure here is the correction over? Not so sure it is. So let me grab the fib retracements here and see where I can put that here. So you definitely hit the target zone, but you do not have this red yet. So I think you're going back down. I would use this as a buying opportunity. So I think more lows are coming. If you wanted to trickle in right about now, I think you'd be okay. Don't put your stop anywhere in here, okay? If you want to put a stop, make sure it's down in here. But use any pullback here as a buying opportunity. Again, you could have a big move down back into the teens before this thing makes new highs. I'm going to put it on a watch list for us. All right, and let's look at it next week and see if it does go into that target zone, and then we'll put it on the buy list again, okay? Or for the first time, rather. All right, so I think probably we're going to get more highs as soon as we get a turnaround here, but let's make sure we get that turnaround first. So I'm liking this. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. I think you're looking at prices 45 to 55 at some point, so it's a double your money-er. It's just that we don't have a red PTF here, and you need a red PTF to have a wave 4. So there's a possible ABC. Why wasn't there a red PTF? A little concerning. Maybe this is a minor 4, and we're going to get the end of wave 3 up here. That's possible. Or maybe we're going to get something like this, and then it is going to go. So I see a reason for trickling in, not with the entire position, just in case this is going to make another high before it comes back down. But it is coming down now. I would tend to wait on this. Okay, good one to look at though, Al. I like it. All right, that's my thoughts. All right, Frank, how are you? Long, GDS. Well, you guys are showing some good ones today. All right, so GDS. Good job, Frank. No reason not to be long, right? Now, this is not one for people to enter if they're not already long. It's too far gone, okay? Put your stop at this pyramid here. All right, you're at 1390. So that stop will be at 1590, Frank, and that will lock in profits. All right, now I don't know how much you have of this, but you have a yellow PTF. All right, and then you have a green one over here. As soon as this turns yellow, I would probably I would sell a few shares, okay? All right, and keep the rest because you'll probably get a fairly good pullback at that point. So GDS, lock in your profits, put your trailing stop below this pyramid. This goes to yellow in a 60-minute chart. You take a little bit more, take some off the table. All right. Stu is back with Hood, H-O-O-D. All right. So let's see what we got. Thoughts on shorting Hood. Okay. All right. Well, we got a green PTF on the 60 minutes, so I wouldn't short it yet. Red one here. So basically, you read this, Stuart, left to right. So in a case like this, this should happen first, this should happen second, and this should happen third as the overall. So let's wait until this turns yellow. So if we get one more high and this remains red, that could be a shorting opportunity, but not yet. A little too soon. All right, cool. All right, well, I guess that takes us through the half an hour. No problems today, right? All right, good turnout today. Great ones to look at. Real quick recap, all right? Tesla is a go, all right? NVDA is a go, all right? PFE is a long-term go, and Nike is a long-term go. Now, the difference between a long-term go and the others is the fact that stops have to be wide on those long-term trades because they're pretty volatile. So that kind of is what separates them from some of the other trades. Even though some of the targets still may be based off a longer term chart, the flow is a lot easier on the daily charts for those others. All right, watch list ASTS, bring that back next week. That was a good one. All right, so great job, everybody. Thank you so much. All right, and what I'll do is I'll put this over onto, let's have some fun here and put it on maybe some of the day trading things while we wrap it up. And if you're interested in day trading, we do have a day trading room. Jim, I think you're here still. So Jim is in our day trading room. A lot of fun we have in there. We're like family in there. Good time. We're up big time this year. So we are profitable in there. So there it is. Okay. So in this case here, we've got the MNQ, but we trade the MES. We trade all sorts of things. Oh, one more thing is what we'll take a look at next week is GBTC. I think it's a buying opportunity right now. Maybe we should go back and take a quick look at that before we call it quits. GBTC, let me just bring that up. This is an ETF. All the ETFs look like possibly a bottom has been put in here. Okay. I think it's coming back down. We got a little bit of a red PTF here. So we're going to see if it comes back. I would use any movement back into the retracement zone that I circled there as a buy. Okay. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin, probably getting into the 72 to 92 range, breaking the old high here of what was that? That was like almost 70. So that was 65.09. So I'm thinking this is going to get to 72 to 92, probably within 6 months. All right. So I'm bullish on this. I don't think, I think we got to make sure we still are skidding along here, and we may skid along a little bit longer, but this is a buy opportunity if it skids into here. All right. Could it take out this low here and go down a little further? Sure. Again, long term, we're bullish on this. Okay. Just so you know. So we kind of liking that. All right. Let me go back over here. Well, one more for Al. Okay. PNC. Let's see what we got for PNC. Hold on one second. Let's see what he's got. All right. Don't know if you're long or short on these. Let's see what we got cooking. All right, if you're long on this, I would just hold it. All right, put your stop under one of these pyramids on the long-term chart. If you're swing trading this, you've got to make sure your stops are pretty wide here. Okay, I'm not going to recommend this one, but being long would be the right direction. All right, PayPal. And PayPal, here's a great one because on PayPal here, we've been looking at this for a while, but notice here we had this move down, ended right in the fib retracement. All right, and now move back up. So 3, 4, 5, still some more highs coming. And that is basically just highlighting this minute move in here. It looks to me like we're breaking out of the channel. Boy, I'm liking it for a long-term buy here. And basically, we're looking at 145 to 204, and it's 76.04. You got to put your stop pretty far under here. So let's just say 57. That's not too bad, or you could use an option. I'm going to put this on the buy list. Good thing we looked at this. All right, so PayPal is a buy long-term, all right, and significant goal. So doesn't take any brain surgery to figure out if it's at 76 and our target's 145, that's a double your money-er. So I'm kind of liking that, but you're going to have to hold it a while. It's not going to happen in a week. All right, so those are looking pretty good. All right, BJ, you are welcome. Thank you for showing up and being here. Okay. Yep, as Gene says. All right. Yes, PayPal is a long-term buy, winner from out. Okay. All right. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good ones today. We can thank, as I mentioned before, if we go and take a look at the overall market, and, basically they're all kind of, in sync. But here is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And regardless of what we think is going to happen in 2025, you cannot dispute the fact that it's in an uptrend. And so for those that are calling for Armageddon in the markets, okay, that may happen next year, but for right now, it's not. So always trade the reality. Now, we found 5 picks with more significant highs. So that kind of tells me the market's not really ready to sell off yet. Okay, so always follow the market. We've even got a new short-term low on the short-term trend line on the Dow, and we're at record territory. Okay, so I know a lot of people are predicting gloom and doom, and I'm bearish long-term too, but not right now. Okay, we're in a wave 5 target zone, but we haven't come down yet. Now, could we come down after the election? Absolutely. Could we be in a bear market at the end of the year? Absolutely. All right. Could it last for a year? Absolutely. But it's not here yet. Okay. So, trim your sails to the current weather conditions and have the other sails ready in case the storm comes. All right. So I'll leave you with that today. Have a good one. All right. And yeah, give us a like and on the YouTube channel here. Let's just go back over. I'll put this up here. Looks like we had a sell-off earlier. This is a 1-minute chart. This is a 15-second and a 5-minute. So this is day trading stuff. But looks like we're getting a correction and then another move down. So if I was trading this, probably not scalping it, but kind of more trend trading it, I think probably we're in an area where we might be getting ready to go short. We still got a little bit of green left on the 15-second, so it's not quite ready to short. But that would be the anticipation, red PTF, green PTF. So a few more highs. We're still working our way into the target. Notice this is probably a 3. We got a green, so that's good. A, B, C. I don't think C is over yet, but when it's over, that'll be 4. And then the next move down is a 5. So you probably be getting ready to short this on a intraday time frame, and your target, if it ended right now, would be roughly 19,830 to 19,750. So that's your target for a short trade. All right, folks, we'll see you next week. Have a great one. All right, thanks so much. And as Gene says, have a great weekend. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks. I'll put a little music on, and then we'll go ahead and close the room.